29.6. Why, good morning. How are you, my fellow preppers? Did you get out and walk around today? Probably not. I set my pack up a little bit different. I forgot to weigh it. It was 26 pounds until I added my Pew Pew. And I wanted to see what that felt like. It's on my belt, so I really don't feel it. But what is that? Probably 28, just under 30. I do have the water. The only thing I'll have is food. Chronic pain preppers. What do they do? I mean, really, what do you do if you have chronic pain? You're not going to put, a 30-pound pack on and start walking around, are you? So, what do? The first thing you should do is quit smoking. I'm not kidding. Smoking creates pain in chronic ill patients. You probably didn't know that. You think I'm making it up. I'm gonna send you in the link below to a doctor who is a doctor, psychologist, and works in pain management. I mean, she's a bloody genius. She talks about it in depth and will prove it to you. Now, I was quite surprised, being I quit smoking 7 years ago, and I was amazed that this even was a thing. But it's true. People who smoke are creating more pain in their body. So if you have chronic pain, I suggest you quit, unless you like pain. I was going through her videos. She really doesn't have all that many. And she has like 240, 250,000 subs. And she had one video about vitamin D. And a lot of people are taking vitamin D because they feel like the pan that's going around is kind of, everybody thinks vitamin D will help you, and believe it or not, it will. But I made a big mistake, and you might be making the same mistake. I've been taking 10,000 UI of vitamin D. I've been overdosing on it. Apparently creates headaches, depression. I'm not depressed, I haven't had any headaches, but these are some of the things it does. So, I was quite surprised by that. A guy my age, over 50, you're only supposed to take 2,000. So, I guess I got 2 bottles, so I don't know. Take one a week. I'm definitely gonna have to order some different ones. And they're really not much. I mean, they're like 10, 20 bucks for 240 pills, which is good for 5-6 months if you take one a day. Now, ideally, vitamin D out in the sun is much better for you. And you get 15 minutes 2 or 3 times a week, you're good to go. So you don't even need it then. So just walking around this track I'm doing every day seems to be a difference. So maybe I don't need to take that. But you might want to educate yourself on some of that if you are taking vitamin D. Now, I do, the other thing you can do for chronic pain is if you're overweight or obese, take the weight off. Now, a lot of times we talk about prepping to do canning, and we talk about prepping by a pack, by a gun. You know, a lot of stuff we spend money on. When really, what you should be prepping for is your age, because a lot of peppers are getting older. And the heavier you are, the heavier it is on your knees, your hips, your ankles. So think of it as prepping in the future for your body. I used to weigh 250. I went down to 225. And then I went up to 226. And now I'm back down to 225. My goal is 200. I'm going to need to go lower than that. But at least it's slowly coming off. You got to think, it took you how long to put it on? I mean, if it took you 10 years, 20 years, I mean, I've been at it for 20 years, right? Well, it's not going to come off in 1 month. It's going to take time. But if you persist on walking, and it's so simple, just walk, it's going to come off. Now, even if you lose, you know, a pound or two a month, and you continue to walk, well, in a couple of years, you'll probably be where you want to be. And you'll probably lose it very quick if you're very heavy. But if you're not looking at your weight, and you're not being super concerned about it, you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's the thing. And you don't want to do that. So, you know, something as simple as walking is the best you can do. Now, I do want to set up, I'm looking at setting up a complete system to show you guys where I carry my AR and my AK, and show you how I carry it with this pack. Now, what you don't consider, and you can't do this with an ultralight pack, you can't really start carrying on your side, you know, 6-8 pound rifle, ammo, that all adds up. And Kifaru has a particular system for carrying a rifle. It literally sits on your waist, and it sits out in front of you, and making it easy to get at, and your hands free for carrying. A lot of times when you try to carry with a strap wrapped around your neck, you'll get yourself in trouble. Oh, we're walking slow today. I went out yesterday. It was raining. I started recording with my camera, and the wind was just too bad, and it wrecked the whole video. I was using in-camera audio, and even with the in-camera wind on, it didn't make much of a difference. So the Osmo One ain't so great in the wind. I found that out after walking 5 miles yesterday, and none of the footage was usable. So here I am out again today. Now we're on the external mics, so I'm sure the audio will be just fine. I guess it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. And if I have my scale, I'm not sure if I brought it. If I do, I'll weigh the pack with the sidearm on, and we'll see what that upped it to. So, but chronic pain, you have two answers. Get the proper vitamin D well, 3 answers actually. Get the proper vitamin D, go outside and sit down in the sun 2 or 3 times a week. I'm sure doctors have told people that. I'm not a doctor, so ask your doctor. And take off some weight off your joints. And stop smoking if you're smoking. That's going to send you down the right road of relieving a lot of pain. Now, there are just some preppers that have major chronic pain. There's nothing they can do about it. Nothing at all. And it is sad. My heart goes out for you. As human beings, we're made out of flesh and bones. And some of us are just gifted with great DNA. You know, I've seen people 80 years old hiking the Appalachian Trail. And then I've seen other people that are 40 years old that are almost bedridden. I've even ran into people that have had their entire backs fused. That's a major surgery. And they're just in really rough shape. Those type of people will never carry a pack. So what can they do? What would you suggest that people with chronic pain could do? They're not going to carry no 30-pound pack. Would you suggest they hook up with healthy people and hopefully they'll help them with the load? Or they got kids that'll help them? They definitely have to look at other alternatives, right? And it's just the way it is. And then you got other families out there that have kids, but they don't really talk to them. Too busy with their own lives. I've talked to a couple people like that. That's also sad. So, I seen on YouTube the other day, which I just started laughing. Canadian Prepper, again, was on there saying, you better get your Silky Saw now because they're going up 40% because of the shortages. Oh, let's scare the shit out of everybody because you need a saw. You're going to die without a saw, man. Wow. I got news for you. Silky saws were dumped on YouTube by the thousands. They were given to just about every YouTuber out there. They even sent me an email asking me if I wanted one, and I said no thank you. It's what some marketing places do. They find a bunch of YouTube channels and they dump it everywhere they can. Literally spending over $1,000 on their advertising by giving it to YouTubers for free. So the YouTubers get it, they do a review, and they say, all right, I got a free saw, which is a joke for the type of advertising they're doing. Like I said, they're not too bright. So because they dumped it on YouTube, the masses all feel, I gotta get a Silky Saw. You've been programmed into it and don't even know it. When actually, you go into the gardening section of Walmart or Canadian Tire in Canada, and in the pruning section, and you can get yourself a saw. I carry a saw, it weighs like 6 ounces. It cost me 20 bucks. That's it. You know, they'll always release something like crazy to the YouTubers and at a very cheap price. And then very shortly after, it'll double and triple because now they got the marketing. But Canadian Prepper was over there saying, he made it sound like it's the only saw in the world and you better go get one. He did say you don't have to buy it from his store, but he was kind of swallowing his tongue on it when he was saying it. no American, I guess, should be ordering from him because, I mean, the shipping alone will kill you from Canada to the States. All the stuff he's selling, you can buy at Amazon. So that made no sense. You know, I guess once he made that roll, I don't even know what it's called. And it's got 1,000 denier. And that thing is so heavy, it's ridiculous. If people are buying that, they need their head examined. If he was going to make something like that, he should have considered weight. 500 denier, if anything. But 1,000? They used to make my pack with 1,000 denier. And there are some packs at Kifaru you can request 1,000 denier. Because some of the old school guys believe they need that extra reinforcement. And maybe they do. I mean, some of these guys are climbing mountains like a sheep. You know, fall on their back and just slide down. I mean, your gear takes a beating when you're doing stuff like that. And you may need 1,000 denier. But for what I do, no, 500 is good enough. So the main reason I don't run an ultralight pack is because I am going to be carrying, you know, a bang stick item on my side, and for my own protection, especially if SHTF goes down. And that's a lot more weight. I mean, I'll probably be packing 40, 50 pounds like that easy when you start glinting, because they're not light. I mean, you're talking 8 pounds for a bang stick, unless you want to buy something that's considered lightweight that weighs maybe 6. But you're going to spend a lot of money for that, 3,000, 4,000. And that's the problem. They're not light. And ammunition's not light. Now, you got base set up, well, and then you take your pack. You're only going out with your bang stick, maybe a little bit of food, binoculars, whatever. You're going out to do a reconnaissance. Everything's back where you're sleeping. But if you're moving, and you got to carry everything, you're going to be running 40, 50 pounds minimum. And probably more closer to 50 if you're carrying all that. So, but the more you can put on your waist, it'll definitely make a difference. So tell me, guys, what does a person do that has chronic pain? Tell me. Do you believe if a person's overweight and a prepper, never mind prepping, do you believe they should be doing some form of exercise to help reduce the weight as they get older? In a way, you're prepping for your old age. But if you can continue to get bigger and continue to eat McDonald's and places you shouldn't be eating at, that would be a pretty stupid person. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just being brutally honest. And it's just the way it is. Every morning, I will weigh myself and see the difference. Now, if I see my weight going up, well, I may walk 5 miles in that one more lap. But the idea is to keep it where it's at and lower it. Now, as long as it goes a pound down, and it keeps going down, I don't care how minor it is, as long as it's going down. And the only way you're going to be aware of that is if you weigh yourself every morning. And if you want a more precise, when you weigh yourself, do it in the nude. And do it the same every morning. Because when you put clothes on, shoes, I mean, all that turns into different weights constantly. So there's a tip for you. But Next week we got a couple days of nice weather, and I'm supposed to see rain again. So I'm hoping to go out Wednesday, and I hope it's not raining. If it is, I'll be going in the rain, as long as nothing comes up at the house. So that's my goal, rain or shine. Because like I said in previous videos, you don't have a choice. If it's raining, you go in the rain. It'll make it more miserable, but I'm not gonna melt. So I've been checking out some preppers. I found some, and boy, the one guy, his videos were amazing. Even his get home bag. But he's gone. He's been gone for a year. He stopped making videos. I was disappointed when I seen that. So it seems like a lot of prepper channels I'm finding they were good are gone. The only ones I see building are the guys sitting behind their desk talking about the news. You people must have loved the negativity. You know, I didn't call, I went in. I talked to the grocery manager and asked him, do we have a shortage? And he said, on a couple things. The media is really hyping it up. It's really not that big of a deal right now. And I'm in a little town. So, I don't know. I'm still buying steak and eating steak, so I really don't know. But the media grabs onto something and they make it like it's the end of the world, and then people fall for it. And that's just horrible. You know, if you put poison in your body gets fatter, it gets uglier. You smoke, you get more wrinkles. I mean, you're destroying your body. If you eat properly, do some exercise, and take care of your body, it does better. Well, the same thing is with your brain. Your brain's a muscle. If you're feeding your brain garbage, like from the media and from these doomsday preppers that want to act like everything's, the end is near, the economy is going to collapse. Nothing's happening. Nothing's collapsing. And there ain't no food shortage. If you're worried about getting things off those ships, well, that's all China junk. What, you worried about getting a pair of shoes for 20 bucks? You can buy shoes in the US, you pay a little bit more. I mean, you have to understand, this stuff on the ships is from other countries. It ain't American made. My backpack is Cavaro, made in USA, right down to the buckles. Yeah, it cost me more money. I think I paid $300 for the pack, $300 for the what I attached the pack to. I mean, yeah, you're in the $600-700 for a pack. That's a lot of money. But do you know I've had this pack for years? I've never ever had to buy another one. This thing has been down trails, through mud. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's never failed me. This pack does everything. Carries large weights. I can go up to 100 pounds if I can carry it. I mean, a big part of the reason why I bought this was if SHTF does happen, and I have compound bows on the wall and crossbows and stuff like that, I was like, well, if I got to go out and hunt, I probably will. I used to do a lot of hunting in my younger days. I want to do it quietly, you know. I'll sit in a tree. I can see what's coming. I can take out a deer. And then I can gut it, put it between my pack, and carry it home. I'll grunt, but I'll get it home. And nobody will even know I was there. Nobody heard a gunshot. Nobody heard nothing. And that was the big plan for this pack. Well, I loved it so much, I started taking hiking and just about everything I do. I was just so amazed by it. I even strip this pack down when I go to Nashville sometimes and do some photography, because I do that as a hobby, and it becomes my photography pack. And this pack does it all. I don't regret buying it. I have bought other packs. I got like 6, 7 packs hanging on my wall. I don't even reach out and grab. I don't care if a pack costs $100 or $1,000. If it's what you use, that's all that matters. I mean, you take a look at this Osmo One camera. I mean, I'm using it like crazy and love it. And it was super affordable. It was no $2,500 camera. So it's what you use is what's important. And if you do have a pack, well, start looking at it. Start taking a close look and say, okay, my tent's 4 pounds. Can I get lighter? My sleeping bag's this. Can I get lighter? And you're not going to be able to do it all at once, but you might be able to do one a year, maybe one every two every year, and spend a little bit of money building that up. And that's a nice thing. But if you have chronic pain, I'm going to put some links in the bottom to this doctor, where she talks about smoking and chronic pain. Please don't ignore it. Go listen to it. It's your health. You're prepping to make yourself better. And if you do take vitamin D right now, I'll link to that and you can listen to what she has to say about that. I was taking too much. I was overdosing. And that's not a good thing. So I've stopped doing that. It goes to show you, I didn't know anything. They said take vitamin D. I ordered vitamin D at 10,000 UI. Didn't even know it was too much. And here it is. So give that a thought. And I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one. I'll be busy tomorrow. But Wednesday I'll go out, hopefully. And we'll see if we can get you guys some more video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.